It started like any normal Saturday night. A relaxed backyard barbecue with a few drinks. Friends laughing through the haze of smoke drifting off the grill. My husband, Ryan, had invited his college friend Mark, someone he'd mentioned countless times over the years. Mark was the kind of man people noticed immediately. Tall, broad-shouldered, self-assured, the type who seemed to command attention without trying. He was charismatic, too, and it was obvious how people leaned closer when he talked. I wasn't attracted to him. At least that's what I told myself. But I did notice him. And that evening, one careless comment nearly shattered my marriage. Mark was joking about his gym progress, laughing as he flexed for the group. "You're getting too big, man," one of the guys teased, and Mark laughed it off. I don't know what possessed me. Maybe it was the wine, maybe the energy of the moment, but I blurted out, "Well, I can see why everyone calls him Big Mark." The group erupted in laughter. Ryan smiled briefly, but I caught the way his hand tightened around his beer bottle. Someone laughed and nudged him, saying, "Feeling the competition?" Instead of stopping there, I foolishly added, "Come on." Compared to Mark, most guys would look small. The laughter that followed felt forced, thinner. I saw Ryan's jaw tighten, but I ignored it, pretending everything was fine. The rest of the night felt wrong. Ryan barely spoke. On the drive home, he said nothing. The radio filled the silence, but the tension between us was heavy and unmistakable. When we got inside, he went straight to the bedroom. I followed, trying to sound casual. "You okay?" He turned slowly, his eyes distant. "Yeah," he said quietly, "just wondering something." Then he asked, "How do you know he's bigger?" My chest tightened. Felt like the air was sucked out of the room. "What?" I stammered, forcing a nervous laugh. "Ryan, it was just a joke." He shook his head. He didn't laugh. He just stared at me. Then, more slowly, "You said it like you knew. So how would you know that?" My mouth went dry. I tried to explain it was just a nickname, something people say, but even to my own ears it sounded flimsy. His expression didn't soften. He wasn't angry. That made it worse. He looked disappointed, almost broken. Running a hand through his hair, he paced the room. "You really thought that was funny? Saying that in front of everyone? You embarrassed me, Claire." My voice cracked. "Ryan, it was harmless. Everyone was laughing." He looked at me, the hurt in his eyes twisting my stomach. "Yeah," he said quietly. "Everyone except your husband." Then he grabbed his keys and walked out. I stood there, heart racing, watching the door close, realizing I damaged something I hadn't even known was fragile. The night dragged on endlessly. I stared at my phone for hours, calling, texting, begging him to come home. He didn't respond. When I finally slept, I dreamed of his voice asking again, "How do you know?" When I woke up, I called Mark, desperate to know if Ryan had reached out. Mark sounded uncomfortable. "Claire," he said, "Ryan stopped by earlier. He didn't say much, just asked if there was ever anything between us." My heart sank. One careless sentence had made my husband question my loyalty. Ryan came home late the next day, eyes bloodshot, voice low. "Do you even realize how that joke sounded?" he asked. "Do you know what it feels like to hear your wife talk like that about another man?" I broke down, crying. I told him it was stupid, that I didn't mean it. He nodded slowly, not in agreement, but in acceptance that words can't be taken back. "It's not about what you meant," he said. "It's about what it revealed." That sentence shattered me because I knew exactly what he meant. It wasn't that he believed I'd done anything with Mark. It was the moment he saw me differently for the first time, as someone capable of humiliating him, someone willing to throw out a careless joke just to get a laugh. That realization hurt more than anything else. Over the next few days, I tried desperately to reach him emotionally. I cooked his favorite meals, apologized again and again, did everything I could to show I meant it. But Ryan remained distant, guarded, unreadable. Then one night, I found him sitting outside in the dark, staring into nothing. I sat beside him quietly, afraid of saying the wrong thing. After a long pause, he spoke. "You know, I've never compared myself to other men, but that night, for the first time, I felt small. Not because of Mark, but because of you." Tears streamed down my face. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "You didn't deserve that. You've never made me feel small." He turned toward me, his voice unsteady. "Then why did you need to make me the punchline?" His words hit harder than I expected. I realized how careless I'd become, confusing teasing with humor, forgetting how deeply words can wound when aimed at the person who loves you most. The silence that followed was heavy, but it wasn't final. Slowly, he reached for my hand, and I felt him trembling. "I don't want to lose you over this," he said, "but I can't be with someone who disrespects me like that again." Through my tears, I nodded, promising I'd never let my mouth move faster than my heart again. Weeks passed before things felt even slightly normal. We talked more honestly, painfully but truthfully. He admitted what hurt most wasn't jealousy, but humiliation. When people laugh at your wife's joke about another man, he said, you can't unhear it. I told him I understood. I had learned that not every joke is worth the laugh, especially when it costs trust. We began rebuilding one careful conversation at a time. Even now, months later, I still hear his calm but cutting words. How do you know? They echo whenever I'm tempted to make light of something sensitive. I learned that respect isn't shown through grand gestures or expensive gifts. It's shown in the words we choose when others are watching. One careless comment almost destroyed my marriage. Now, when I look at Ryan, I don't joke. I listen, I love, and I remind myself how close I came to losing him over a single line meant to make people laugh.